There. Recording on for audio Dharma sake. There. So, hello, warm hello, and welcome, everyone. It's good to be with you in this moment in time, whatever the time zone might be for you. So, I'd like to invite us to explore the theme, which is actually the title of a book. And it's a theme that we have explored in different ways, and yet it's so rich. So let me share the title. And the title of this book is Happiness is a Choice You Make. And I might have mentioned it before. Happy hour some time ago. Happiness is a choice you make. And the subtitle of the book, I think, is Lessons from the Oldest Old. The title of the book is quite provocative. Happiness is a choice you make. It's not something that happens to you when circumstances are perfect, when you have perfect health, when you have just the right amount of money or the right job or the right relationship or the right house. All of these come and go, and yet happiness can be a fountain within, a choice that we make that is not dependent on the conditions. You can be sick, you can have limited mobility and still have a sense of well-being, contentment, happiness. And these are lessons that we explore in our spiritual practice. Of course we do. And this book, which I do highly recommend, is quite remarkable. So this journalist, I think New York Times journalist, I believe, and John Leland, I think his name. Maybe I should quickly find just so that I'm referring to him correctly. So he spent a year with the oldest old, with 7 people who were over 85, and they became his teachers basically in that year. Yes, John Leland, Leland is his name. And it was a time when his life had fallen apart after a long marriage, and he learned so much, and he shares that with humility in the book about how the people who became his teachers had lost so much mobility, and with old age, what happens, and friends, relatives, with some of them not being able to live where they wanted to live, being transferred, losing their friends, etc. And actually, there is research that suggests that when we get older, even though we lose so much, but the level of happiness actually increases, which is quite surprising. But it's because of how people become wiser in learning to be with, to appreciate what there is, instead of pining after the past, or thinking about a future that's actually quite limited at that point, because lifespan, we know it's short. So this art, this both science, this art of turning inward, and there are beautiful examples in the book how John Leland's teachers, these people over 80, 85, for example, when one person is not able to go out to, to have an outing, and then he decides he's actually happy in his apartment, turning on the TV and having ice cream, which he's not supposed to have. But there's a sense of contentment, instead of thinking, oh, they didn't pick me up, they fell through. Like, there was a sense of happiness, there was a sense of peace. There's a sense of peace with the simple pleasures, with the simple joys, with the simple, actually, miracles of life. So hence the title, Happiness is a Choice You Make. Happiness is a choice we make. And it's a training. We train ourselves thus, as the Buddha invites us. We train ourselves, we train our attention, here, right now, right here. The mystery, the miracle of this moment, instead of the past, the future. We have choice. Yes, of course, we can decide, oh, this is a terrible moment. I wish I was in somewhere else. I had a different body, different relationship, different whatever. But, and yet, wisdom is in recognizing the beauty, the miracle, the grace, so many gifts in this moment, not to be taken for granted. So I think I have said enough. So that is the frame. That's the frame for the invitations tonight as I lead us in the practice of metta and exploration. So I'd like to invite you to land in your body, arrive in your practice body. You could be sitting upright, you could be lying down. It's perfectly okay. See what this body needs in this moment. And landing in this body. Hello. And even if the body, there is discomfort and pain. Hello, body. Hello, this miracle of being. I'll share with you that my body is having pain right now, not feeling well. And yet, wow, what a miracle. I choose to turn my attention, to open up to what is amazing, the breath, the sensations, being aware of what is instead of what isn't. And I'll invite you to do the same with me. Releasing any tightness or tension into the earth. And also releasing, letting go of thoughts, of memories, of plans, of the busyness of the mind. Not that there's anything wrong with thinking, but in this moment, offering it up. Thank you. Not now. Please come back later. I'm giving my heart, my full heart, attention, awareness to this practice in this moment. Feeling the sit bones, contacting the cushion or the chair. The contact points, releasing as if you're letting a ball internally drop internally. Released onto the earth in lieu of the chair, the cushion. Dropped internally onto the earth. allowing awareness to receive the breath in the lower abdomen, the in breath and the out breath. Soothing, comforting, slow it down. It helps to slow down the mind to arrive more fully. Slowly in, slowly out for a few breaths. Not for the entire practice, but just to encourage us to settle. Slowly in the in breath, the abdomen, slowly and more slowly out, the out breath. This breath is enough. Can it be enough? Notice. This is enough. This breath right here. Not just enough, but amazing. Sweet. Surprising. Full of miracles. Every breath different, like a snowflake. Can we meet each snowflake of the breath with, with awe, with appreciation, with contentment? Here's an experiment to try on for size. After this period, you can go back to choosing to be any way you want. But for now, what if, for a moment here in this practice, in this meditation session, we practice, releasing, letting go of the thoughts of the past, what has come into now, until now, preoccupations, and thoughts of the future. I need this, do that. I'm worried about this. What's going to happen to that? Just right now, let's release. Release. Like letting go of these helium balloons. Let them float. And what if in this moment, just for trying it on as an experiment to see what happens. Again, we can bring back all the thoughts later. But right now, experiment with a radical perspective, which all of us can. The perception, the perspective at this moment is a contentful moment. That you can feel contentment in this moment. If your mind goes, but, say thank you. Just trying it on for size. Release the buts. Let yourself taste. Let your body relax and soften. As much contentment as there is in this moment, just with the simple breath moving in and out. A lullaby. The privilege of just sitting and being breathed. How awesome is that? The mind may want to turn to what's not right, what's unpleasant, what's hot, what's cold. Can you tune into as if you're tuning a radio and there are lots of channels? There's so much here, so much information. It's a deluge, really. Every moment, so much stimuli. The body outside, inside. Tune the radio of your mind. To what's wholesome, what's nourishing, what's good. In the body and the mind. And just to give it some support, let's bring in some metta, some kindness, some loving kindness, some care, some warmth for this being who is you, who struggles, who tries their best. Releasing into kindness as if you're held with kindness. It's okay. No need to struggle. As if you're an old person. Practice as if you're a very old person. Let it go. Not so much to do, to accomplish, but just to be here is enough. And if judgments are arising, you're not doing this right. This is not enough. Let it go. This is enough. Whatever is happening, whatever is here, whatever is here. Tuning the radio of the mind to the goodness, perhaps of some actions in the past, maybe kindness or acts of generosity. Let yourself sit in the ripples. Nothing else to be done right now. This is enough. Just sitting in ripples of goodness, trusting, tuning the radio of the mind to goodness. You can do this. Train yourself thus. knowing that you are doing your best. This is enough. Whatever is arising is enough. Don't struggle. Don't try so hard. Releasing, letting go is a part of this practice. Release, let go. It's enough. This is enough. Release, letting go. You're doing your best. This is enough. Release, relax, let go the body. Notice if there's any more peace present. Peace, ease, contentment. The Buddha said, peace is the highest bliss. It's a different flavor of happiness, the highest flavor of happiness. See how much of it might be present right now. This is enough. Letting go. Notice if there is desire to continue with this state, with this enoughness, whatever it is, for it not to end, for me not to ring the bell. Notice, acknowledge if it's present, honor it. This here is enough. When we let go, pining after, wanting, and thinking of what is not going well, etc., etc. May all beings everywhere, including us, find the freedom, know peace, deep peace of contentment. What is here? What is enough? Thank you all. Thank you for your practice. I want to share a couple of reflections before I invite you to share yours. And one is that the sense of contentment, the sense of enoughness. This is enough. This contentment, the sense of peace that can arise, which might have arisen for you even just a little bit to taste it. This meditation, I was tasting it. I didn't want to ring the bells like, oh, this is enough. This is, yes, the body's in pain, but this is great. This is plenty. So, and that is not so much, when I was inviting you to tune into the radio of your mind, to what is enough, it also means really, it's more about, I think it's more about letting go of what is not helpful. It's this letting go, this releasing, again, coming back to this book, Happiness is a Choice You Make. It's the releasing of the pining after, the wanting, the this to that. That's, this right here. And again, not to say that this is the state that you may want to have every moment of your life. I'm not suggesting that you give up every intention or desire. That's not the idea here. But it's a training. It's a training that we take on the cushion. And it comes to us in daily life when there is a sense of our mind is turning to this, that, finding fault with everything. It's like, oh, wait, I know a different way to be. So yes, we can continue to plan, to be in the world, to serve, to make plans, all of that. It's nothing wrong with thinking and planning in the world, but it can show us a different way of being. So I've said enough, and I would love to hear your reflections. What came up for you? What did you notice? What worked? What didn't? Again, sharing for the benefit of the Sangha, your insights, your aha moments, and also for the benefit of yourself to be held witness. And if you've shared recently, to pull back. If not, please pull forward. And you can also type in chat. If you type to everyone, I'll read your name. If it's just to me privately, I will only read your reflection, not your name. So take it away. What happened? What did you notice? Was there any peace? Was this moment enough for anyone? Did you notice the bliss of peace? Or not? All is welcome. Or maybe you're just too quiet to talk. I see thumbs up. Somebody's giving a thumbs up. Yay. Beautiful. Whoever is giving the thumbs up, would you like to raise your hand and say something? Oh, it went away, the thumbs up. So that's great. That's Aurora. Here we go. Aurora, please. There.
Hi.
Hi.
I really appreciated the opening frame, and I felt like there was this like my meditation was like releasing, grasping, releasing, grasping. um and then when you said the bit about you said something like imagine that you're very, very old. I got like a long moment of like, oh, right, like I don't have any other time but this time. And it just it washed over me in this really helpful way. And so I kept coming back to that. Like, remember you could die tomorrow. And it was really helpful.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Aurora, for sharing your insight and the practice. Yes, this reflection of I could die tomorrow. I could die tomorrow. Practicing as if you're really, really old. What a great way to practice. In the past, I've given the instruction to people to practice as if you're sick, as if you're ill, because when you're sick, you don't try so hard. It's more easeful. And now I think I'm going to give the new instruction to people. Practice as if you're 90 years old. Like, yeah, oh wow. It's something happens in our bodies, right? This in our minds. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. Couple of reflections in chat. Bill says, pleased to see that slowing the breath did slow my mind. Yay, Bill. Wonderful. At the same time, there was a slight physical strain in the breathing, in breathing so slowly. Yeah, yeah. So there's lots of research about breathing and the effect of slow breath, especially slow out breath, how it calms the mind and the physiology. There's plenty of physiological research. And actually, the book Breath, it's a lovely book. I'm giving you lots of book recommendations tonight. It's a great book. So, and it's good to do that for a while, but then if it becomes strain, then let it go. And my recommendation was just to bring that in at the beginning to kind of slow down and then to let it go, let it be normal. And then Deborah says, I'm still in the gooey, peaceful state and didn't want to use words now to shift out of it. Yes, yes. Thanks for sharing that, Deborah. I appreciate it. That's how I felt myself after the meditation. It's like, I don't really want to talk. I don't want to ring the bell, but it time's up. Yeah. Yeah. And one more reflection, this one private. My practice is not regular yet. And when I allow myself to relax to the deepest, I still feel this background rumbling of jangling nerves, like a quarter rattling on top of a washing machine on the spin style. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. And it's okay. Spin cycle, right? Spin cycle, right? Came the correction. Um, that is okay. It's often like, we're like running, we're like a car that's driving at 100 miles per hour through our lives, going to get this done and that done and this side. And it's like, and then we sit to meditate and the car is still like kind of moving, shifting. And I love your description of, yeah, jangling nerves, the quarter rattling on top of a washing machine. It's okay. It's really okay. Make space for that. That's what needs to happen. That's what needs to be present given everything that has come before. And if you hate it, if you say, okay, I've sat down, I want everything to be quiet, stop, you quarters. But by pushing it away and hating it, actually, you give it more energy. So my recommendation is make space for the jangling nerves, for the rattling quarters. Like, oh yeah, it's like this. And notice how actually there could be peace, there could be contentment, even if there's rattling and jingling. The same way that there could be contentment, peace, and ease with physical pain, with things not being right. The two can coexist. And the moment you see that, there's a person who wrote whose practice is not regular yet. The moment you see that, yeah, jingling and jangling can be together coexistent with Ah, peace and contentment. The peace can be spacious enough to hold it, then wow, then your practice would open to the next level. So, dear ones, with that, I would like to invite us to share, to engage, to reflect. Uh, Whoever shows up in the room tonight is the right person, is this person that you're supposed to be talking, listening to these special individuals. They're supposed to teach you something tonight. And you're supposed to teach them something, again, not like teach, like preach, but you're meant to leave each other with a gift. Let yourself be surprised, and the gift may not reveal itself. So don't start like stressing out, like, okay, I got to say something smart. No, no, no. Just be yourself, and your gift might just be silently holding present, just silently holding presence. Maybe that's the gift that you give to the other person tonight, the gift of compassion, the gift of care. So see what happens. See what happens. I am going to create the rooms now. And here we go. Let me see. Yes, I'm going to. So open them. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Here we go. Okay. The rooms are closed. Everyone is back. Welcome back. We have just about a minute if any insights have arisen, especially from sharing and discussing in group and Sangha. And especially if you're new, you're welcome if you wish, not to put anyone on the spot, but you can raise your hand if you want, or type in chat or not. It's all good. Whatever makes you feel complete. How was it to be in group tonight? Oh, I see the heart showing up. Ah, oh, sweet. Neil, please.
I mean,
You get the last word, Neil. Go for it.
Woohoo. Um, so, I mean, this was just a lovely practice, right? And it just carried over into group. I mean, it was just, it just felt, especially warm and supportive. It was very nice. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Oh, it's beautiful how that mindset, that heart set carries over to the interaction, right? And it gives us hope, all of us hope that this can carry to our other interactions in the world, from this sandbox of the Sangha to other sandboxes. So thank you, Neil, for sharing that reflection. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. And Jerry says, contentment. Yes, yes, yeah. May you all be content. Thank you all. Thank you so much for your practice. Thank you for cultivating for your own benefit and the benefit of others. May we all be free. May we all know deep and true contentment. Thank you all. And now I stop